Welcome, wrestling fans. You got the show. Bill Schuyler here for One Wrestling Presents the NXT Wrestling Rewind. I am, once again, you got the show at Twitter. Follow me there. Follow Bill Apter at Apter1 Wrestling and One Wrestling itself on Twitter. We're going to jump right into it tonight. The Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic opens up the night with first round matchup of DIY going up against Ho Ho Lun and TIAN Bing. Tommaso Ciampa comes out with Bing, and Bing will not go down on shoulder blocks from Tommaso Ciampa. He instead sends the Sicilian Psychopath down and then knocks him down once again with a kick. He tags out to Lun and they nail a double back elbow for the 2 count. Tommaso Ciampa tagging in Johnny Wrestling himself, but the double team fails as Lun stops it. Gargano does a schoolboy kick and Ciampa nails a vicious neck breaker for the 2 count. A beautiful forearm by Gargano, and Lun manages to come back with a series of kicks. A drop kick then takes Johnny Gargano down, and a tag to Bing. Bing comes in with a high knee in the corner. Lun would hit his own. Bing nails a syrup kick, and Lun strikes with a middle rope drop kick for the 2 count. Ben working a chin lock. Gargano coming back with strikes, and we get stereo tag outs. Ciampa entering in hot. He comes in and chops the living hell out of Lun and obliterates him with a spinning clothesline. Lun fights himself out of a powerbomb position, but Johnny Gargano blind tags in. He takes out Lun with his slingshot spear, and DIY win with the knee strike super kick combo. DIY, one of my favorites to go far in this Dusty Rhodes Classic. There's a lot of really strong teams in this year. No different than last year. It's going to be hard to see where they go when this happens. Ho Ho Lun looking much better here than he did in the Cruiserweight Classic. We then get an interview with KOTA IBUSHI, the Golden Star himself, and the Cruiserweight champ, TJ Perkins, about their tag teaming for tonight's match. TJ saying that he jumped at the opportunity to be KOTA's partner once Tommy got injured and the call went out for a partner. He calls KOTA the cool kid and that they bring the best out of one another. Perkins then makes a video game reference about IBUSHI's being overall something like a 95, and IBUSHI tells him no, it's a 99. Great interview backstage. KOTA IBUSHI, if he would only sign that full-time contract with the WWE, but I think they're really working on something behind the scenes to bring in New Japan talent and the WWE to work together. Maybe something similar to the Ring of Honor deal, but on a more massive national, worldwide scale. Love to see it. That, of course, is only my opinion right now. That is not verified information. We get ourselves a women's match. Allie going up against Billie Kay, of course, with Peyton Royce at her side. Billie Gray comes in mean as hell and just beats away on Allie. Allie would nail a jawbreaker and has a wheelbarrow move countered by the Aussie superstar. She gets up on top and is put down, bang, right on her face for the 2 count. Billie begins talking a lot of smack, and she open palm just hits Aaliyah, who fights back with a series of rights. She hits a snapmare and a low blockbuster. Aaliyah charging into the corner with a running knee, and then she slides to counter a whip. She hits a step-up enziguri, but Billie will not go down. She knocks her down with her own forearm. Liv Morgan then shows up and gets her hands on Peyton Royce. Billie Ray, her partner, being beat upon on the outside, is distracted and gets rolled up on by Aaliyah, and Aaliyah steals the win from Billie Kay. Then Liv Morgan would go after Billie in the ring. Peyton coming in to help, and Aaliyah returns to even out the 2-on-1 beatdown that was going on in the ring. It backfires, and Peyton lays out Aaliyah with a big boot before driving Liv's face directly into Billie's knee with a face buster. This is going to lead itself up to a beautiful tag team war between these women. I see it now, and again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Billie and Peyton Royce, besides Asuka, are the two greatest women in the division right now, and I believe they could go to the main roster and be able to handle themselves, but I think they're going to keep them down here, let them build up and teach these younger girls a little something, and maybe sometime next year make the move up. But I digress. We then get a match between Tye Dillinger going up against Noah Poitiers. Noah comes in and works a wrist lock immediately on Tye, but Tye breaks free and then snapmares him, does one of his so-so cartwheels, and then does the 10 taunt. Tye then stomps on Noah's hand, but winds up eating a right hand from his opponent. Noah then claims that he's the 10, so Tye just starts chopping him up. Tye hits 10 stomps in the corner, pulls that knee pad down, and the tiebreaker goes into effect, and that's the end of the story, the end of the match, and the end of any chance of Noah coming over and spilling into a win with Tye Dillinger. Loving seeing that Tye is getting his push. Cannot wait for him versus the glorious one himself, Bobby Roode, at TakeOver Toronto. We then get an interview between TM61, who they talk about facing Austin Aries and Roderick Strong in the next round. They say they are prepared. They are ready the same way that they do every single match, every single day. And that Aries and Strong were great together at one time, many, many years back. But TM61 has been a solid unit for a long time now, and they are the mighty, and the mighty do not kneel. We then get another women's match. Speaking as I did of Asuka, it's a non-title NXT Women's Champion match, Asuka versus Thea Trinidad. TNA fans, so you know, Thea Trinidad, and I've been waiting for her to make her big debut here, is the one and only Rosita from TNA, one of the best in the business, and she was one of the greatest knockouts down there in Impact Wrestling. Asuka starts in with a series of kicks to her leg and then rolls Thea over into a drop down. Asuka then taunts her and then lays her out with the hip attack. More taunting from Asuka. As she no-sells all of her strikes. The way that Asuka works psychology in these matches is tremendous. One strike, though, finally does seem to affect the champion, and then she fires up and knocks Thea Trinidad down. Asuka blocks a kick and rolls her into an ankle lock. Trinidad is near the ropes, so Asuka pulls her into a German suplex, and then she transitions that into an arm bar for the submission win. Your winner, the champion, Asuka, in no time flat, which was shocking to me, but I understand where they're going and only how far we can do in an hour situation. William Regal, the manager, comes out and congratulates the champ on her win and her continuing dominance of the NXT Women's Division. William Regal states that he has found her next opponent. He points to the Tron, and a video of Mickie James comes up. That's right, fans, if you hadn't heard already, Mickie James is signed to be in Impact Wrestling at TakeOver Toronto, and that she says that it's been a long time since she appeared in the WWE, and until Asuka can beat her, she has not beaten anyone. Mickie has been a woman who laid the foundation for the current women's revolution for all intents and purposes, and says it will be an international incident in Toronto. And Asuka, of course, smiled, loving everything that apparently was said to her on the monitor. Asuka is cold-blooded. She's not afraid of anyone. Cannot wait to see where they're going with this with Mickie James. I'd love to see Mickie James' husband, the former Magnus, now Nick Aldis, make his way into NXT. I think he would be a great addition to the roster. We then get Precious Paul Ellering in an interview about the progress of the Authors of Pain. And he says that he has a plan and they're executing it. He addresses that No Way Jose and Rich Swann, they may have bright futures in NXT, but they will not advance in the Dusty Rhodes tournament with the Authors of Pain being losers in that match. The big guys begin screaming in their language, which of course is not English, it's not Spanish. I have no idea what they're talking, and we get to know that next week Sanity will face the winners of tonight's main event, while Jose and Swann face the Authors of Pain. Now, the main event of the night, and I've been waiting for this here, Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, first round. IBUSHI, KOTA IBUSHI, the Golden Star, and WWE Cruiserweight Champion TJ Perkins going up against LINCE Dorado and Mustafa Ali. Perkins gets a great pop, but does not come out wearing his championship belt. Perkins starts in, and he and Dorado take it off right away, leading to a fast-paced exchange. Wrist lock by LINCE that TJ gets out of. LINCE does the same in the same move, and we get a standoff in the ring, complete with a quick professional handshake by the two baby faces. Ali and KOTA enter. They work a test of strength, and Ali does impressive by nailing this flip out of KOTA's grasp. He gets a little cocky, though, a little too confident, and he winds up eating a massive drop kick from KOTA IBUSHI. And then finally TJ and Ali make their way in. Perkins locks in the knee bar, but Ali scrambles to the bottom rope and is able to break the hold. Ali then would tag out, and they try to do a double team, but TJ escapes to the outside. Ali kicks him, and LINCE comes up and over Ali into the TJ Perkins on the outside, nailing him. Great, beautiful move. Then we get a crossbody by LINCE, which gets a 2 count. Tag back to Ali, who wears down the champion. TJ breaks free with a drop kick, but takes a nasty neck breaker. For 2. TJ nails the wheelbarrow. Bulldog getting an opening. He hot tags it out to the Golden Star, who comes in and tears into his opponents with a series of some of the greatest kicks in the business. He hits a running knee that takes LINCE down. He then gets free of the Golden Star power bomb and slaps the taste out of KOTA IBUSHI's mouth. KOTA avoids a double team with his own double Pele kick. He then charges into a super kick and then power slams LINCE DORADO. Tags out to the champ, who hits a frog splash, but Allie breaks it up. Allie gets sent outside and KOTA hits the triangle moonsault. TJ avoids a LINCE attack and drop kicks him from behind, followed by his wrecking ball drop kick. TJ runs and goes for the knee bar, but LINCE blocks and takes it into a pin for the 2 count. TJ then takes a Rana, but KOTA breaks up the cover. Allie becomes legal and hits a dragon whip kick on KOTA IBUSHI. TJ pulls him into the knee bar and Allie taps. And your winners, KOTA IBUSHI and TJ Perkins, moving forward next week, going up against DIY. Oh my God, what a main event we could have next week if that's where they're going with this. And of course, the Authors of Pain will be going up against the last team that we saw. And that myself is going to be quite a match when they're talking about Rich Swann and No Way Jose. Going to be 2 fantastic tag team matches. This is the beautiful thing about the Tag Team Classic. They have, and they're using tag team wrestling here in NXT, unlike any other promotion in the West. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the show, Bill Schuyler. You can follow me again at UGOTDASHOW. That's You Got the Show on Twitter. You could follow and become part of the Big Slam Nation at Big Slam Nation. Of course, sign up to be part of One Wrestling at One Wrestling, and follow the icon himself, the OG, the boss, the Hall of Famer, Bill Apter at Apter One Wrestling. Matter of fact, all that too, and he is an author, ladies and gentlemen. Is Wrestling Fixed? I did not know it was broken. The Memoirs of Bill Apter. You can get this. Best way to get it is to go to Amazon and order it online there, or your favorite bookseller. You will love the backstage, the hidden stories, the unknowns that happen between Bill Apter and the greatest wrestlers in the business. And of course, everyone at the Big Slam Nation, follow them all, check them out. Big Ray at Big Ray Show, Fame Black at Fame Black, Billy Ray Valentine at Obi-Wan You Know Me, 8-Track Brown at Pharaoh of Fancy, OK Fabe at OK Fabe, and the Professor at PROFFPW Hustle. We hit you back in there at the Big Slam Nation each and every week, giving you the best for the complete rundown in professional wrestling. And every Wednesday night following NXT, and every Thursday night I'm doing the rewind shows for NXT Wrestling Rewind, and Total Impact Wrestling Rewind on Thursday nights. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you at the matches, and I'll catch you down the road.